Guys, I do a lot of videos that are just for the channel and for you guys, but every once in a while there's ones where I'm like, you know what, I want to do something for me. So today we're going to take a quick look at the wild world of fantasy knives, particularly the Gil Hibbing fantasy knives. So let's take a look at some wild knives. All right, guys, like I said in the intro, we're going to look at the wild world of Gil Hibbing knives. Now, you guys know that I have loved these kind of fantasy style knives that he's done for years. I actually bought this. This was a gift to myself. Actually, PDM bought this for me. That's, if you don't know, that's poor decision, Mike. He's responsible for all my dumb purchases. But I've loved these since I was in high school, and I remember when these really became popular. Now, I will say, before we dig into this too much further, Gil Hibbing is a world-renowned knife maker. He's made all kinds of knives. I'll pull up some images and pop them up here of some of the knives he's made that are outside of this fantasy realm. He also designed the knife for Rambo 3. And my buddy Tino got this whole set of knives. There were 4 of these, and there's 3 of them here that were part of a Gil Hibbing fantasy series that he did. And so we're going to look at them individually, including this one, because the Gil Hibbing knives are a lot of fun. They're crazy designs. I just thought this would be a nice little break, but we're going to look at this one first. This is the Dragon Lord. So let's get this stuff out of the way and take a look at this one, because this was fun. A lot of these knives were done by United Cutlery. So this one, actually, of the ones that are here, is the most functional of them. This one's actually pretty sharp, but these fantasy knives were always these big, crazy things. And Gil would just design these, and then he would license the design to United Cutlery. Let me see if I can find it on here. It should say on here somewhere. At any rate, United Cutlery usually released these. And he did full-on custom versions of this, and they were based on it. But this is just a big, crazy, almost like Bowie style knife with the crazy guard. And all these fantasy knives were kind of cool with this. It has this really impressive skull crusher. Now, this is actually a pretty decent knife. This sheath isn't horrible, but there are a lot of these that are way worse. This could be, this could be considered a functional knife, but they were always done in some poorer materials. Like this one is in UC 898 stainless. So I'll look that up, and I'll be able to tell you in the next clip what that is. But yeah, these were just a lot of fun. This one was one that my buddy wanted for years. And when he found the whole set of them, this was included, he got it. And they are kind of hard to come by and find sometimes. These, they were done in limited releases. But these were always ones that stuck out to us when we were kids. I think this is the only one that has a sheath. So we'll go ahead and get this one out of here, and we'll look at the next one, because there's 4 of them to look at. Then there's this one. This one was called the Scorpion, which, I mean, all of these were in a series of knives that he did. They were a signature series. So this was the first production run signature series. This is the Scorpion. And as you can see, this thing's just crazy. But the thing is, these were knives that you would see in movies from time to time. Once again, poorly done. I don't think this is aluminum. It is aluminum, I guess. It's an aluminum handle. Last one I meant to mention, plastic handles. Aluminum handle. This is probably all cast zinc that's been coated and polished. But these were just fantasy fun things. You couldn't ever actually say, they never came sharp. That one that I just saw is the first one of them that I've ever seen that actually came sharp. But these were just insane to look at. And you'd see these in magazines, and they were fun, and they take you back to your childhood. So this Scorpion, I remember seeing this somewhere, and I don't remember where. I think it was in a movie, but like these were always just insane. You always saw them in like U.S. Cavalry and the Bud K catalogs and stuff like that. And they were just always just fun to see. But now that I've got them in hand, they're crazy. These things are heavy though. Like, I'm surprised at how heavy these were. Knowing that these were very cheaply made, I expected them to be more like a light plastic polymer and crappy. These are heavy. These are beefy. So they were really cool. And like I said, a lot of his knives were in movies. As a matter of fact, like I said, he made the Rambo 3 knife, but he made a lot of knives for like the Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy movies that got used and things like that. So let's go ahead and let's pull up the next one that's kind of cool to look at. Now this one was called the Griffin, and you can kind of see why. It's got that Griffin look with the all the mane almost, where you've got all these extra pieces that stick out. This thing is very heavy. This is a very heavy knife. And the really cool thing about this specific one is this one is actually signed. This one came with a carrying case. This one was actually signed by Gil Hibbing himself. Somebody got him at a knife show to sign this. So that's actually pretty cool. But this is a throwback to those crazy fantasy movies that you would see. And I have to say, they are a lot of fun. They are crazy heavy though. This is unwieldily heavy. This is like something that you would have to be really careful how you mounted it. First of all, because of the shape, but then because of just the weight. But once again, just a lot of fun. There are no sharp edges on this. This thing doesn't really have a sharp edge. I mean, almost an edge on that. But these were the kind of things that you saw hanging on kids' walls in the 90s when you go over to your friend's house and they'd have something like this that they got out of like the Bud K or the U.S. Cavalry or Smoky Mountain Knife Works and things like that. Now, there is one more knife that you guys have seen. We're going to pull it up right now. And it's the Gil Hibbing Double Shadow. Now, this one is mine. I bought this one. This is a knife that you saw in a lot of movies, and it still was in that fantasy realm. But these were amazing. I remember seeing them in movies, and you'd see people use them. Jean-Claude Van Damme used one in a movie one time, and you would see people use this, and they catch other knives and catch it and break it. And these things are so much fun, and they are amazing looking. This one is another United Cutlery. They were done for United Cutlery. This one's really cool because the whole aesthetic carries on into the sheath. And then it has this wrapped wire handle. As you can see, it's just wrapped aluminum braided wire. It's not bronze, brass. And so you can see where the paints come off of it. I always wanted one of these. This was the first of the Hibbing fantasy style knives that I ever saw were these wrapped ones, these wire wrapped ones. He had a dagger, he had this one, he had a single edge dagger, he has a couple of Bowie knives and stuff like that. And like I said at the beginning, Gil Hibbing is a world famous knife designer, makes a lot of really good knives, custom knives. He's really famous for that. So I just thought it would be fun to take a look at some of these crazy fantasy knives that are around. So guys, that's pretty much it. Let's turn us around. I'll do some final thoughts and send you back out about your day. There you go, guys. That was just a lot of fun. And it's another one of those things. Like I had a knife in the other day and I did a video about it, that it was a knife that reminds me of the fun of the knife hobby. And so are these. These are the type of things that all of us saw when we were growing up. If you're in the knife industry, in the knife hobby, when I was growing up, if you were my age, you saw these things in the catalogs and they're still around. And that should tell you how popular these fantasy knives are. A lot of these are still around, including this one. So just a lot of fun. I thought maybe you guys would enjoy that. I don't really care how well this video performs. So it's just for fun. Guys, that's it on this one. I would like to remind you guys of something that YouTube keeps telling me that I need to tell you about. You guys know you can do super chats on live feeds, but there is a function called super thanks. So if you like a video and you want to tip a creator, and I'm not talking about just me, guys like Jared, guys like Cole, everybody that has their channels monetized, you can do that as well. You can just go in and say, hey man, good video. It adds a little bit to their income for the month. But the primary way to do it here is join my membership. I like to offer a bunch of benefits for my members. I have got a tier-based membership. There's 3 tiers: baseline, just looking, and premium. Now that's not the order. Just looking is the bottom tier. Baseline is the next tier, then premium. Everyone has access to my private Discord. Everyone gets early access to videos the second they go up. Everyone gets gets exclusive content when I do it. The baseline and premium tier members, the 2 top tiers, they are automatically entered into giveaways that I do on the Gilded server, which is my private Discord. And then the premium guys have got access to a sharpening tutorial series on top of everything else that's just for them behind that paywall. I also have a couple of sponsors down below, Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail. Both of those have got discounts built into the links down below. You click on them, you automatically get a discount when you purchase the items. Tempered Trail, awesome, almost indestructible laces. He's making hand-stitched wallets. He's doing kilties for boots. Coffee Brand Coffee, guilt-free purchase. They are not doing any political leanings either direction. It's a apolitical company, and they have a money-back guarantee. I've got coupon codes built for you guys over at Ferrum Forge Knife Works and Rosecraft Knives. It is crazy sharp, all one word, saves you 5%. And I have an Amazon store. Anything you purchase on Amazon can be done with my store. Take that link, pin it to your browser. It's in the description below. Use it for any shopping you're going to do. Doesn't cost you anything at checkout, and it helps me keep doing what I'm doing here. Guys, that's it on this one. I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.